Welcome back to Van Life 365, where we bring you along our travels from mountain goats to bison.
I'm Zach.
I'm Kayler. Let's get into it. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of recap. I think we talked about it a little bit in our last podcast about South Dakota, and we're here currently. It has been a journey.
It's been way more fun than expected.
But at the same time, it didn't have as much as previous states have had. I feel like we were kind of spoiled in the beginning because we went to Tennessee, and then we also did Florida early on, and then also Arkansas had a decent amount.
Yeah.
Like with hot springs and all the other like parks. But this one didn't have the most, but what it has is worth it. Some of it is not worth it, but we'll get into that. We started going right down to the I-90 because apparently everything is on that highway.
We started at the top of the state and
Correct.
then just skipped the whole top half and went straight down.
Yeah. We looked too. It's not like we just abandoned it completely. Like we looked for things to do, and there were some things, but not
really
worth it for us.
And it's basically all farms.
Yeah.
Like, there's not that much going on up there.
But we went right to Sioux Falls because that was the first thing on our itinerary.
Yep. And it's just like a little town, and they have waterfalls in the middle of it.
Yep.
But
it was
also,
pretty. It was very pretty. I enjoyed it a lot.
We biked around it.
We did use our bikes.
For the first time.
We took our bikes and we biked around like 6 miles, which is a lot for us. And we both enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
So it had really good biking trails.
But also, along with the waterfalls in the middle of the city, was also a meat packing plant. So the whole town stunk.
Yep.
Like, it was disgusting in some areas.
It was sad too.
It was very sad, yeah. But there were a whole bunch of like truckers bringing in pigs and
taking out packed meat.
Yeah.
There was even this one bar that had the stinky pig as a drink when it was too like smelly to be outside.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird how they allowed that so close to their like downtown area though.
Because it's like the main part of the little city.
Downtown?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant the meat plant. I'm like, no. No, but it's like right next to the Sioux Falls Park, which is like what they're known for.
Yeah.
And it's just surprising that that was allowed to be put there out of all places. But Sioux Falls was fun. We enjoyed it besides the pigs.
Yeah.
And then we kept going down I-90. I mean, we hit a couple, like, I guess, what are they called? Like roadside attractions. Yeah.
We went to Sculpture Garden.
Yep, that one was pretty.
And then...
What was it, like $10? It was worth it.
No, it was 10 each.
Was it 10 each? Yeah. Well, either way, it was worth it.
They had like 50 sculptures, I think, and it was literally in the middle of nowhere off the highway.
Yeah. They had a big horse.
Yep. And a giant bullhead.
Yes. The one I really liked was the butterfly one, where it was like basically a big sculpture of a hand and then a butterfly on top. And the fish. Yeah,
I liked the fish bowl. It was like a see-through, like metal wire fish bowl with giant fish, and it was huge.
What was the second one?
It was like Destiny, or it was something starting with a D.
Oh, no. Yeah, Destiny sculpture. It was the one for culture.
I don't know if it was Destiny, though. I think it was something more substantial.
Yeah, that one was actually really cool.
Just at a rest stop, like off the highway.
Yeah, like one of their famous ones. Yeah,
it was a giant sculpture, and then there was a really pretty lookout of South Dakota as well. And it was completely free.
That one was very nice. That one was cool. And then after that, that was like most of our drive down I-90. We were basically 75% through South Dakota, going from east to west. Then, well, let's say this. Once we got on I-90, we started seeing advertisements.
Yeah.
For this one town called Wall. And we saw it when we were doing our research on like what to do in South Dakota. But it was like kind of like a touristy thing, and we didn't think we'd like it. Yeah. But we saw
100 billboards at least.
Well, it was like 300 to 400 miles of advertising. Like billboards we saw every once in a while was Wall. And that's all we saw.
Yep.
So
from Sioux until we got to Wall.
Yeah.
So we ended up going.
Just to see it.
It was like a little Western vibe.
It was tourist.
All tourist stuff.
It was not our vibe. We did not enjoy it at all.
No. It was all like the basic things that you find in every single gift shop in the world.
Yeah.
Just packed into 20
one
buildings.
Street, yeah.
Yeah. They all had the same stuff.
Very overpriced, too. Just, we didn't like it. If you like outdoors and you like nature and you like stuff bigger than tourist traps, we don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Like, you can go and see it, but it was overwhelming to us. Because there were so many people, so much was happening, and we did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
we ended up getting one Badlands sticker.
Yep.
And I think it was like $5, which is a lot for a sticker.
Yeah.
But then we made our way to Badlands, and we had the coolest spot ever to camp.
We stayed at like the Badlands boondocking camp spot. It's on Google Maps, you can see it. And you can stay there free. It's right on the ridge, right on the edge of Badlands. It's not in the national park, so you don't need a permit for anything to stay. You can stay there completely free. It's like public land.
It feels like you're inside it, though.
Yeah, it's worth it. We stayed there for 3 days.
I think so.
And we wanted to stay longer.
Yeah.
And
we thought about going back, too.
Yeah. We were thinking about it. Like, if we can find free spots like that, why would we ever, like, stay anywhere else? And then after that, we decided to wander into Badlands National Park.
Yes.
Where we purchased our National Park Pass, finally.
The pass was $80 for, like, a vehicle. So, for both of us, it was $80 for a whole year. And the entrance to just get in Badlands was $30.
So
it's already almost halfway paid for itself.
Yeah.
But when we were inside Badlands, we went to, I think it's called like Pinnacle Outlook.
I think it's Pinnacle.
Yeah. That was like the main one.
It's the main one, but it's the one where you just drive in and you drive out. Like you don't have to drive down dirt roads. You don't have to go like, through the Badlands. You don't have to go down or up it. It's just quick and easy, so I think a lot of people would rather go there than actually exploring like we did.
But we went to another Outlook, and it's called Yellow Mounds, and it looked like you were on a different planet. Like, all these, like, mounds were...
Yellow.
They were yellow, and then pink, and then tan.
Yep.
And it looked spray painted. It was crazy.
It was, like, and you could read about it. It was something to do with, like, the forest beforehand. And how the trees affected the soil and turned it that color. It was pretty cool.
It was very cool. When we were at the Badlands, like, boondocking spot, we were parked right on the edge, and there were what are they called? Bighorn sheep. Yeah. Okay. There were bighorn sheep that climbed up the mountain, and there were, like, 3 of them, I think. At first we only saw one, and I was freaking out, and then 2 others came along. The cats were set up in the bedroom watching them 20 feet away. I thought it was so cute because they were both just staring at them. And then they came along like this way of the RV, which goes along like our back bedroom and to the front where our main side door is. They came right up to the door and were like trying to sniff it and like nibbled on it, and it was so cute. And Zach went outside when they were right there, so he was like...
They didn't scare me, but Kayla was scared.
Yeah, I was like, what if you look at them wrong and they just attack you? So I made him come inside. Yeah. But yeah, that was like the coolest thing. Because they were right there, like right against our door, trying to come in. It was so cool.
It was fun. So we were outside just looking around, and this lady, after the goats actually, and this lady walked up to us and told us that she asked if she could come back there and take pictures at night for the Milky Way. It's supposed to be was supposed to be showing itself there. Obviously we said yes. We're not going to tell someone they can't come on public land.
Yeah.
But we went outside later that night and we saw it. We saw the Milky Way. It was really cool. It's really hard to see.
Nice.
It's really hard to see with the camera when we took the picture, but with our eyes, it was like a green hue. And it was so pretty.
It was really cool.
And there was like meteorites because the meteor shower was happening, so we saw a lot of shooting stars.
Yep.
And it was a very good night.
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know, I like felt close because you look up and it's just like the whole sky is the Milky Way right there. And then like everywhere else is stars. And it was so cool. And I got like kind of decent pictures on my phone, but only one of them was like decent. But you have to like either be in a dark room to look at it and actually see it, or cover the phone so there's a shadow over it. Yeah, we took like endless content there. So if you want to see or hear more about it, go to our van life Instagram, our podcast, our TikTok, and my YouTube channel. Yep. We have all the content everywhere. So go check that out. But we're gonna move on to Mount Rushmore.
Yes, it was fun. It wasn't jaw-dropping for me.
Yeah, it was just cool being able to see it after like hearing about it and seeing pictures for years.
Yeah,
it was like a bucket list item.
Also, if you have the National Park Pass, it doesn't work for there. Mm-hmm. They don't accept it because you're paying for parking, not for admittance. Yeah. Admittance, right? Admission. Admission to the actual like park, the national monument, whatever. So the monument to get in is technically free, but you pay $10 for parking. Yep. And you have to park because it's at the top of a mountain. Yeah, like, you can't park on you can't park on the side of the road or anything. But then right after that, we got our sticker. Yes. We got a sticker there. We walked around the trails. We were there for like maybe an hour. It wasn't crazy. No, it was just cool to see and like check off our list. Yeah. And then we went right to the Crazy Horse, which is near it, which we saw online. And I think we thought it was more of like I thought it was more of a history piece. I thought it was going to be like Mount Rushmore. You go in this area and then you see it. That's what I had in my mind. Me too. We get there and we pull up to the thing. We're like, okay, how much is it? It's $30 because 15 per person, which is already a lot. And we are already like spoke about how we regret buying it. Yeah. Because it was not worth it. No, you could see it from the parking lot. Yeah, it was a museum and all we wanted to do was see it, and we could see it from the parking lot. So we paid to walk around a museum we weren't interested in at all. Yeah. And it wasn't even like a finished one. Yeah. Like they're building it. Cool. But it was not worth it. In some aspects, but not really what we wanted. Not worth it for us. Yeah. We did not enjoy it. And the like actual memorial thing, the Crazy Horse sculpture carving, it's only like a quarter of the way done. Yeah. There's gonna be like 50 more years till that thing's done. If you like history and like go for it, all the money goes towards like making the museum better and expanding the whole thing. Like they have a whole plan for what's gonna happen there. So your money goes towards that. If you are into museums very much. Which we are not. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. Anyway, let's stop wasting our time talking about it. Okay. Next up, Custer. Yeah, so this was a thing we saw because Sylvan Lake is very popular in South Dakota. In the Black Hills National Forest. We decided, let's go. And we get there and we used to pay like $20 to get in, right? Yeah, and it's a 7-day pass. Which that surprised me. So we get there. We park at Sylvan Lake in one of the parking lots, and then we walk around the whole thing, and it's an exact mile, which blew my mind. But there are gorgeous views. You can climb rocks and like get different perspectives. The lake, yeah, it was so pretty. Yeah, it was really pretty. And there's a little like rock tunnel that you go through. Yeah, to walk behind the lake. It was really cool. We enjoyed Sylvan Lake, and then we decided that we're gonna go back. But this time we went to the main part of the state park, and we did the wildlife loop, which was amazing because it was like we were probably there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We drove around that loop. It was awesome. Yeah, we saw bison, we saw prairie dogs, we saw deer, and then the little white-tailed things. Yeah, and like 30 goats. Yep. Or, no, the mountain. What are they called? Bighorn sheep. We saw like 30 of those before we even entered. Yeah. And then... No, those weren't sheep. Those were the white-tailed things I was talking about. I think those were the deer. Maybe. And then there were pronghorns. It was crazy. We ended up getting right up next to a bison. Still don't know the difference between a bison and buffalo. But we were right, like... against a whole herd of them. Outside my window, I was like 3 feet away from one. And it was really cool. Yeah. We really enjoyed Custer. Yeah. There were hundreds of them. That was awesome. And then after Custer, we went right to Wincade National Park,
which was quite a letdown.
Yeah. The cave was closed for construction.
Yeah,
because the elevator broke.
Yep.
So, we just went in there, bought our sticker, left.
Yeah, and it was like an hour drive.
Yeah, out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we stayed at a truck stop, filled our water, emptied our tank, and we decided that we don't want to stay at truck stops if we don't have to. So we downloaded a lot of apps for where we could stay for free, and we currently found an amazing place that we can stay for 14 days for free.
Yep.
Because it's in the national forest and it's public land, and we love it here.
It's a giant mountain outlook.
It's like a view.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks like we hiked a mountain. Yeah. Just parked here.
We're like 5,000, I think 5,500 elevation right now, which is pretty high, especially for an RV. But
it's really cool.
Yeah, that's what's happening now.
Yeah, that was our South Dakota experience thus far. We're leaving in a couple days. We're definitely going to have to come back to go to Wind Cave and actually experience it. But everything else was wonderful. If you want to follow our journey, follow our Instagram and YouTube and all of the things. And we will see you next time. Peace.